but they've become really good friends. And I wrote in one of my books, I
Mhm.
had a whole couple of chapters about ideas versus ideologies, where if you can share ideas even when they're in conflict, it it's generative. It it opens you up. But when it hardens into ideology so that, well, I can't listen to you, you're on the other side, then it shuts people down. And Wilk and Dr. Collins now are going around doing something of a dog and pony show, I guess, where they're showing how it's possible to be friends across this divide. And I find that incredibly inspiring, especially in the times we live in now. So we had Wilk on, and I was on his podcast, and how that relates to couples therapy. And I point this out again because I had written about this several years ago. This relates to couples therapy because so often the challenges for a couple are very similar to challenges across the political spectrum, even if the couple isn't dealing with political differences. Although I'll tell you, I've seen that,
Hmm.
and it's really difficult when they are kind of divided these days, especially.
Right.
But even if they're not, they're often divided by what I would call ideology. They have these ideas about each other that have hardened so that anything they see that seems to say, oh, there you go again, being whatever it is that I'm upset about, and they just shut down at that point. And the more you can have conversations that here's my favorite phrase, tolerate the anxiety. We once said if there's a drinking game where every time I say tolerate the anxiety, somebody took a shot, they'd be plastered by the end of our podcast. So, because I say that a lot. But if they can tolerate the anxiety of intimacy, of actually hearing someone be honest, even if they're disagreeing, without freaking out, without shutting down, that's how couples heal. That's how our country can heal. So having someone like Wilk was, he's not in the couples therapy
Right.
world at all, but it was really, I
So
thought it was
I think
really,
he was one of the few that we've had on that was not in the couples realm, but we were able to take that topic of his, like Bruce said, and talk about ideas versus ideology and how you can talk to people that don't share the same opinions you do, or sometimes even the same beliefs that you do, but how do you make it work?
Nice. So you still found a way to kind of connect it back to your
yeah, oh
topic.
Exactly.
yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
great.
and that one doesn't, at least to me, didn't feel like much of a stretch,
No, no. Plus, he
Sure.
was such an interesting guy, and
Yeah.
yeah, I thought what he had to say was very important.